Here is your information organized into clear, sequenced one-liner question-answer format. Question: What is the pilot timeline for the one-in, one-out migrant agreement between an? Answer: The pilot scheme began in August 2025 and is scheduled to run until June 11, 2026. Question: What is the status and route of the EP pipeline? Answer: The EP, also called the Peace Pipeline, was planned to transport natural gas from to wire, but India stepped away mainly due to security and pricing concerns. Question: What is the Tapi pipeline and its source? Answer: The Tapi is a natural gas pipeline project originating from the IN. Question: What was the purpose of Operation Sagar Bandhu? Answer: Was a humanitarian mission launched by to provide disaster relief to after. Question: Where is the Rat hydroelectric power project located? Answer: This is located on the IN, India. Question: What is the Kishanganga river called in Pakistan? Answer: In, the known as the Neelam. If you want, I can also convert these into very short UPSC, SSC current affairs flash lines, one-line memory format to make them much easier to memorize quickly. Here is your content cleaned and organized into clear one-liner question-answer format. Question: What digital initiative is being pursued between India and Malaysia? Answer: India and Malaysia are implementing Impact Digital, a framework for integrated digital cooperation between the two countries. Question: What is the new extension for OCI, Overseas Citizen of India, eligibility? Answer: OCI eligibility has been extended up to 6th generation descendants. Question: Which departments are collaborating on the India-UK Generation Centre? Answer: The Department of Telecommunications, India, and the UK's Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, DSIT. Question: What is the primary focus of the India-UK technological partnership? Answer: The partnership focuses on non-terrestrial networks, NTN, to enhance rural connectivity. Question: What regulatory policy is being coordinated between the UK and France? Answer: The one-in, one-out rule, which ensures that when a new regulation is introduced, an existing one is removed. If you want, I can also show it is. Here is your content organized into clear, sequenced one-liner question-answer format. Question: Which Indian states share a border with, excluding N? Answer: The other two Indian states bordering Bhutan are N. Question: To which major river system do the N belong? Answer: The Punat Sangchu in Bhutan and Sankosh in India refer to the same river system and are major tributaries of The. Question: How is the defined in the end? Answer: The 1949 Karachi Agreement established the ceasefire line, CFL, which was redesignated as the line of control, LOC, after 1972 Shimla Agreement, following The. Question: What is the in the context of an? Answer: The LAC is the effective border separating Indian controlled territory from Chinese controlled territory, mainly formed after The. Question: What is The? Answer: Signed in 1996 between N. It is a 30-year agreement expiring in December 2026 to share water from the based on 40 years of historical flow data. Question: What is The? Answer: It is an international initiative to prevent conflict diamonds, blood diamonds, from entering the global market and being used to finance rebel movements. If you want, I can also useful for UPSC, SSC quick revision. Here is the information organized into a clear, sequenced one-liner question-answer format. Question: What is the Pax Silica initiative? Answer: Is a strategic initiative aimed at building a secure and resilient global silicon and critical mineral supply chain for technologies like semiconductors and AI. Question: What is the Village of Excellence initiative? Answer: These are collaboration between and to develop 150 villages with advanced agricultural technologies to improve farmers' productivity and income. Question: What is the Monroe Doctrine? Answer: The 1823 declared that any intervention by European powers in the Western Hemisphere would be considered a hostile act against The. Question: What is the Roosevelt corollary regarding Latin America? Answer: They expanded the Monroe Doctrine by asserting the right of the to intervene in Latin American countries to maintain political and economic stability. Question: Which international organization has its permanent headquarters in? Answer: The SCO Secretariat is headquartered in Beijing. Question: What is RATS and where is its headquarters? Answer: The RATS is a security body of the and its headquarters are in. Question: What are the official languages of The? Answer: The official working of the SCO are Chinese and Russian. If you want, I can also show they are much easier to remember for exams like UPSC, SSC. Here is the information organized into a clear, sequenced one-liner question-answer format. Question: What is the goal of the Doha Political Declaration? Answer: The commits world leaders to advance social development and eradicate poverty, reaffirmed that to help achieve the SDGs. Question: What is the Copenhagen Declaration? Answer: The, adopted in 1995, established a global consensus to place social development and people at the center of policy making to tackle poverty, unemployment, and social exclusion. Question: What is the NPT? Answer: The NPT is an international treaty aimed at preventing the spread of nuclear weapons, promoting peaceful nuclear energy, and encouraging nuclear disarmament. Question: Which countries are non-signatories or withdrew from the NPT? Answer: And never signed the treaty, while withdrew from it in 2003. Question: Which organization did the WTO replace and under which agreement? Answer: The WTO replaced the GATT after the in 1994. Question: What is the highest decision-making body of the WTO and how often does it meet? Answer: This is the highest decision-making body and usually meets every 2 years. Question: What is MC14? Answer: MC14 will be held in from March 26 to 29, 2026. If you want, I can also convert all the international organizations, treaties, and declarations you shared so far into a single 25 to 30 question rapid revision sheet for UPSC, SSC current affairs preparation. Here is the information organized into a clear, sequenced one-liner question-answer format. Question: What is the Commission on the Status of Women, CSW, and its relation to ECOSOC? Answer: The CSW is a functional commission of the ECOSOC, established by Resolution 11-2 in 1946 to promote women's rights and gender equality worldwide. Question: What is the USCIRF and its organizational structure? Answer: The USCIRF is an independent, bipartisan US federal government body that monitors religious freedom globally and provides policy recommendations to the ** President and Congress. Question: What is its status among major Muslim countries? Answer: Saudi Arabia is a founding member and host of the OIC, the second largest intergovernmental organization after the, representing the collective voice of the Muslim world. Question: What is its role as a network defense partner? Answer: India acts as an important security and defense partner for organizations like NATO and the, cooperating in intelligence sharing and Indo-Pacific maritime security without formal treaty membership. Question: What is BRICS? Answer: Is an intergovernmental grouping of, and, created to enhance economic, political, and strategic cooperation among major emerging economies. Question: What is Restart Sparsh under the Department of Biotechnology? Answer: Is and initiative under the, implemented through BIRAC to promote social innovation affordable healthcare solutions. Question: What were key BRICS milestones for and? Answer: South Africa joined BRICS at the, while India hosted the with the theme, building responsive, inclusive and collective solutions. If you want, I can also show you can revise the entire topic quickly before exams. Here is your information organized into sequenced one-liner question-answer format. Question: Which proposed BRICS currency is based on 40% gold and 60% BRICS currencies? Answer: The proposed, sometimes discussed as a BRICS settlement currency, is suggested to be backed by 40% gold and 60% basket of BRICS member currencies. Question: Which blockchain has been discussed for a possible BRICS digital currency system? Answer: Some proposals mention using the blockchain for a BRICS-related digital settlement framework. Question: Where and when did BRICS originate as a formal grouping? Answer: The first BRICS summit was held in 2009, marking the beginning of the cooperation framework. Question. What is meant by BRICS Plus? Answer. Refers to the expansion format where additional emerging economies are invited to cooperate or join the BRICS platform. Question. Where is Simonstown located? Answer. Is located near in and is known for its important naval base. Question. What is the BRICS Parliamentary Forum? Answer. This is a platform for legislators of BRICS countries to discuss cooperation and parliamentary diplomacy alongside the summit process. Question. What is the Maritime Labour Convention? Answer. The MLC, adopted by the ILO, with support from the IMO, sets global standards for working conditions of seafarers. Question. What is another name for the Maritime Labour Convention? Answer. The Maritime Labour Convention is often called the Seafarers Bill of Rights. It was adopted in. If you want, I can also create a very short 20 to 25 point BRICS quick revision sheet: origins, summits, banks, expansion, currency ideas, which is very useful for UPSC, SSC current affairs. Here is your information organized into clear one-liner question-answer format. Question. Where will the G7 Summit 2026 be held and what is its focus? Answer. They will be hosted by, focusing on global economic stability, cooperation with the, and engagement with the global south. Question. What is the Troika system in the G20? Answer. The Troika consists of the previous, current, and next presidencies, which work together to ensure continuity of the agenda. Question. When was the G20 formed and why? Answer. The G20 formed in 1999 in response to promote global financial stability. Question. What is the G20 Troika for 2026? Answer. The 2026 G20 Troika includes previous presidency, current presidency, and next presidency. Question. Why was the International Energy Agency, IEA, created? Answer. That was established in 1974 after to coordinate energy security among countries. Question. What is India's status in the International Energy Agency? Answer. Is an associate country of agency. Question. What are the major reports published by the IEA? Answer. Major reports include the monthly. Question. What key recommendations does the IEA give for energy security and climate goals? Answer. The IEA suggests reducing fossil fuel imports, maintaining strategic oil stocks about 90 days, and transitioning toward net zero emissions by 2050. Question. What is the International Atomic Energy Agency? Answer. The IAEA is the global nuclear watchdog headquartered in. Question. What is the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, IPOI? Answer. This is an initiative by for maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, inspired by India's security and growth for all in the region, vision and announced at the IN. If you want, I can also make a 30-question international organizations rapid revision sheet: G7, G20, IAA, IAEA, BRICS, SCO, WTO, so you can revise the entire topic in 5 to 10 minutes for exams. What is the headquarters of WHO? ANS. Geneva. What is the notice period for withdrawal from WHO? ANS. 1 year notice. What is pharmacovigilance? ANS. Monitoring effects of medicines and vaccines through data. What is WHO's 3 by 35 inches initiative? ANS. Increased price of alcohol, tobacco, and sugary drinks by 50% by 2035. Which organization formed the Global Future Council on Global Challenges? ANS. World Economic Forum. Which country is the strategic partner host for 2026 Global Future Council? ANS. UAE. Where was IRENA founded and where is its headquarters? ANS. Founded in Bonn, Germany and headquartered in Mazda City, UAE. What does the Biological Weapons Convention deal with? ANS. Weapons of mass destruction. What is the major problem with the Biological Weapons Convention? ANS. No verification mechanism. What is the executive body of an organization called? ANS. Council. How often is the IMO Council elected? ANS. Every 2 years. What does category B in IMO Council represent? ANS. Countries with largest interest in sea trade. Where is the headquarters of IMO? ANS. London. Where is the headquarters of FATF? ANS. Paris. What is the role of the Codex Executive Committee? ANS. Development of international food standards. Which organizations established the Codex Alimentarius Commission? ANS. WHO and FAO. Where was the BIMREN conference held? ANS. Kochi. Where was BIMREN launched and by whom? ANS. Launched in Colombo by Ministry of External Affairs. What is SECA and what is its purpose? ANS. Central American Integration System to facilitate regional integration in Central America. Where is the Secretariat of SECA located? ANS. El Salvador. By which protocol was SECA created? ANS. Tegucigalpa Protocol. Where was the Universal Postal Union Congress held? ANS. Dubai. Where is the headquarters of the Universal Postal Union? ANS. Bern, Switzerland. Where is the International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation headquartered? ANS. Near Paris, France. What is the role of the International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation? ANS. Develop international standard technical guidance for marine navigation aids. What is another role of the International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation? ANS. Provide safety navigation. Where is the Asian Productivity Organization headquartered? ANS. Tokyo. What is India's role in the Asian Productivity Organization? ANS. Founding member who proposed the idea of the United Nations. ANS. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Where was the UN Charter signed? ANS. San Francisco Conference. Who was the first UN Secretary General? ANS. Tryggve of Norway. Where is the headquarters of the United Nations? ANS. New York City, USA. What are the official languages of the United Nations? ANS. Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian, and Spanish. What are the 6 principal organs of the United Nations? ANS. General Assembly, Security Council, ECOSOC, ICJ, Secretariat, Trusteeship Council. What is the UN80 initiative? ANS. Initiative to reform and modernize the UN system. Who launched the UN80 initiative? ANS. Antonio Guterres. What is UNCLOS? ANS. Legal framework for world oceans and seas. Where was UNCLOS adopted? ANS. Montego Bay, Jamaica. What are international waters? ANS. Ocean areas beyond 200 nautical miles EEZ of any coastal state which UN organ can issue binding resolutions. ANS. United Nations Security Council. Where is the headquarters of the UN Security Council? ANS. New York City, USA. Who is the UN Secretary General as per Article 97? ANS. Chief Executive Officer of the UN. Which countries have veto power in UNSC? ANS. USA, UK, China, Russia, France. What is UNAMA and when was it created? ANS. United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, created in 2002. By which resolution was UNAMA established? ANS. UN Security Council Resolution 1401. What is the UN Commission on the Status of Women? ANS. Functional of ECOSOC. What is the Beijing Declaration related to? ANS. Policies, norms, and rights of women governance. Which SDG focuses on gender equality? ANS. 5 Sudanese pounds. What is the UN Fellowship Training Program on Small Arms and Light Weapons Control? ANS. 3-week capacity building initiative. Which organizations organize the Small Arms Fellowship Program? ANS. An Office of Disarmament Affairs and UN Regional Center for Peace and Disarmament in Asia and the Pacific. Which principal organ is ECOSOC in the UN system? ANS. 6th principal organ. What is UNESCO's Media and Information Literacy Initiative? ANS. Initiative to build resilience against disinformation. Where is the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy Law Program associated? ANS. Abuja, Nigeria. What is the aim of UNESCO Media and Information Literacy? ANS. Social resilience to disinformation. Where is the headquarters of UNDISA? ANS. New York City, USA. What is the key function of UNDISA? ANS. SDG monitoring. Which report is related to UN peacekeeping reforms? ANS. Brahimi Report 2000. What is the UN Alliance of Civilizations? ANS. Initiative to reduce polarization. Who developed the UN Alliance of Civilizations? ANS. Kofi Annan with Spain and Turkey. Where is the headquarters of the UN Alliance of Civilizations? ANS. New York, USA. Who is hosting the UN Alliance of Civilizations in 2025? ANS. Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. What is the tenure of UNESCO Intergovernmental Committee members? ANS. 4 years, 2 times 2 years. Where is UNESCO headquartered? Ans. Paris, France. Name one initiative of UNESCO. Ans. Global Education Coalition. Where is ICAO headquartered? Ans. Montreal, Canada. Which convention established ICAO? Ans. Chicago Convention. What is the term duration of ICAO? Ans. 3 years. What is the Sevilla Forum? Ans. Spanish-led multilateral platform. What is the role of the Sevilla Forum? Ans. Debt reform. What is UNCTAD? Ans. Permanent intergovernmental body. Where is UNCTAD headquartered? Ans. Geneva. What is UN Global Geospatial Information Management? UNGENE. Ans. Initiative for Geospatial Data Management. What is the role of UNHCR? Ans. Support and protection of refugees. Where is UNHCR headquartered? Ans. Geneva, Switzerland. Where is the headquarters of the Asian Development Bank? Ans. Manila, Philippines. Which countries have the highest voting share in ADB? Ans. Japan and USA. What is the Extended Fund Facility? Ans. IMF lending mechanism. Which organization governs the Extended Fund Facility? Ans. IMF. Where is the headquarters of IMF related to F? Ans. Washington, D.C., USA. What is the Raisina Dialogue? Ans. India's multilateral conference. Who hosts the Raisina Dialogue? Ans. Observer Research Foundation with Ministry of External Affairs. Which countries co-hosted the Sharm el-Sheikh Peace Summit? Ans. Egypt and USA. What are the components of Israel's layered defense system? Ans. Arrow system, David sling, Iron Dome, Iron Beam, THAAD, air-to-air. What is force majeure? Ans. Extraordinary unforeseeable event. What does Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974 allow? Ans. US to investigate discriminatory trade practices. What are types of investigations under Section 301? Ans. Excess capacity and forced labor. What is the blue line? Ans. Unidentified border between Israel and southern Lebanon. What is the Rafah crossing? Ans. Border between Gaza Strip and Egypt. Who manages the Rafah crossing mission? Ans. Yubam. What is Chabahar Port? Ans. Iran's only oceanic deep sea port. Where is Chabahar Port located? Ans. Gulf of Oman connected to Indian Ocean. Name the terminals of Chabahar Port. Ans. Shahid Baheshti and Shahid Kalantari. What is Operation Hawkeye? Ans. US operation targeting ISIS in Syria. What is the capital of Syria? Ans. Damascus. Name neighboring countries of Syria. Ans. Turkey, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Israel. What are the main rivers of Syria? Ans. Euphrates and Orontes. What is the US government shutdown? Ans. When Congress fails to fund federal agencies. What is Operation Sindhu? Ans. India's evacuation mission in Iran. What was Vande Bharat mission? Ans. Evacuation during COVID-19. What was Operation Devi Shakti? Ans. Evacuation from Afghanistan. What was Operation Ganga? Ans. Evacuation from Ukraine. What was Operation Kaveri? Ans. Evacuation during Sudan conflict. What was Operation Ajay? Ans. Evacuation during Israel conflict. 1. Q. The Internal Complaints Committee (ICC) is based on which act? A. Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. 2. Q. Which case led to the formation of ICC guidelines? A. Vishakha guidelines based on Bhanwari Devi case. 3. Q. ICC is applicable in organizations with how many employees? A. 10 or more employees. 4. Q. What is LCC? A. Local Complaints Committee at district level. 5. Q. What is the time limit to file a complaint under the Act? A. 3 months. 6. Q. What is the inquiry completion timeline? A. 90 days. 7. Q. Within how many days should the report be submitted? A. 10 days. 8. Q. What is NCW? A. National Commission for Women. 9. Q. Under which act was NCW established? A. NCW Act 1990. 10. Q. What is the status of NCW? A. Autonomous Statutory Organization. 11. Q. What is the new name of NIPCCD? A. Savitri Bai Phule National Institute of Women and Child Development. 12. Q. Where is its headquarters located? A. New Delhi. 13. Q. Name the schemes under Mission Shakti. A. Sambal and Samarthya, including Vatsalya, Saksham, and Poshan 2.0. 14. Q. Which Indian NGO received the Nobel Recognition mention? A. Educate Girls. 15. Q. What is passive euthanasia? A. Withdrawal of life support treatment. 16. Q. Which case recognized right to die under Article 21? A. Common Cause vs Union of India. 17. Q. Which case stated right to die is not under Article 21? A. Jian Kaur vs State of Punjab. 18. Q. Which case legalized passive euthanasia? A. Aruna Shanbag case. 19. Q. Which act is repealed by National Dental Commission? A. Dentist Act 1948. 20. Q. Where is Indian Drugs Pharmaceutical Cooperative headquarters? A. Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. 21. Q. What is CARA? A. Central Adoption Resource Authority. 22. Q. Under which act does CARA function? A. Juvenile Justice 2015. 23. Q. What is the Hague Convention related to? A. Inter-country adoption. 24. Q. Which countries have not ratified UNCRC? A. United States. 25. Q. What is the Children's Booker Prize age group? A. 8 to 12 years. 26. Q. Who organizes the Booker Prize? A. Booker Prize Foundation. 27. Q. What is the Booker Prize awarded for? A. English language fiction. 28. Q. What is the International Booker Prize awarded for? A. Translated fiction. 29. Q. Who wrote The White Tiger? A. Aravind Adiga. 30. Q. What is Corruption Perception Index published by? A. Transparency International. 31. Q. What is India's rank mentioned in CPI? A. 91st. 32. Q. Which organization publishes Multidimensional Poverty Index? A. UNDP. 33. Q. Who developed HDI? A. Mahbub ul Haq and Amartya Sen. 34. Q. What are the indicators of MPI? A. Health, education, standard living. 35. Q. What is FAO Food Price Index? A. Monthly Index of Global Food Commodity Prices. 36. Q. Which commodities are included in FAO Index? A. Cereals, oils, dairy, meat, sugar. 37. Q. When were denotified tribes classified under Criminal Tribes Act? A. 1871. 38. Q. Which tribe is associated with Sarna religion? A. Kurmi. 39. Q. Which uprisings are linked with tribal movements? A. Santhal uprising and Kol uprising. 40. Q. Where is Tirupur district located? A. Arunachal Pradesh. 41. Q. Which tribe is found in Jiro Valley? A. Apatani tribe. 42. Q. Where is Hatti tribe located? A. Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. 43. Q. Which tribe practices polygamy? A. Gond tribe. 44. Q. Where is Dongria Kond tribe found? A. Orissa. 45. Q. Which language is spoken by Dongria Kond? A. Kui language. 46. Q. Which community is found in eastern Nagaland? A. Sanctum. 47. Q. Which refugees are mentioned from Bangladesh region? A. Chin refugees. 48. Q. Which ethnic group is linked with Manipur conflict? A. Kuki community.